Hey there, folks. It is Rob, and I am back once again with another What I Watched video. This is a random horror edition where I watched nothing but horror movies, some of which I haven't seen in a while. I have some Blu-rays and DVDs here to show you, so I hope you enjoy this. Let's get started. First up, we have Mother's Day. This is the remake with Rebecca De Mornay. This is the DVD Blu-ray combo pack from the director of Saw 2, 3, and 4. This is a great movie. Rebecca De Mornay, she always has it when it comes to being a villain. She always has it. She was great in Hand That Rocks the Cradle. I love her just as an actress. She's just so good. And this movie really shows it. It's very, it can get, this movie can get brutal, especially with that guy's ear, if you know what I'm saying. I'm not going to spoil it, but you know, the ear thing, that scene always, it always bothered me. So, you know what I mean. Next up, I watched Wrong Turn. Now, this is the remake or reimagining, so to say, with Charlotte Vega. I like this movie. I know a lot of people had problems with it, but it has absolutely nothing to do with the original. It is so different from the original that it's its own movie. And I really appreciated that. It was something fresh, and it deals more with like these cult people than it does like cannibals, like deformed cannibals that live out in the woods. That's not what it's about at all. And I thought this was a really good, like I said, fresh take on the series. So yeah, if you guys have not seen Wrong Turn, definitely give it a chance. Next up, I watched one of my favorite Paul Walker films, and that is Joyride. Now, I have this in a 3-pack DVD, which I just showed, that I picked up, I believe, from the garage sale or Goodwill, one of those. But I decided to watch the Blu-ray. And Paul Walker, rest in peace. He's great. This movie has one of the, kind of an awesome killer named Rusty Nail. He's a truck driver. You will never look at truck drivers the same after watching this film. Actually, Duel was the movie that I kind of looked at truck drivers a little different. But this movie kind of pushes that further. And yeah, you get to see a little bit of Rusty Nail in this at the end. But Ted Levine does the voice, so he's great. Next up is the Stepfather remake with Dylan Walsh as the stepfather. This is the unrated director's cut Blu-ray. I've always had a problem with this film because I feel like I just feel like they kind of slapped this thing together, and I felt like the main character was always doing these dumb things. Like I when I watch like Terry O'Quinn in the original Stepfather, I always thought that his performance was just top notch. I'm not saying Dylan Walsh is great. Like, I like him in Congo. That's where I first saw him, in Congo. He was Amy, the gorilla Amy. He was the teacher, or the guy that always tried to teach your language or whatever. And he was one of the main characters. That's where I first saw him. But when he was playing the stepfather, I'm like, that's kind of a different role for him. And I think he did good. I think he did good as, David Harris, so to say, or Grady Edwards, whoever you want to say. Who am I here? David Harris. Yeah. Amber Heard's in this, and I know a lot of people have a sour mouth because of speaking that name, but it doesn't bother me. But yeah, I think this movie's all right. I definitely prefer the original. So then I watched The Thing from Another World, Howard Hawks. This is the Archive Warner Brother Collection Blu-ray. Now, I love John Carpenter's The Thing, but you got to remember where the original was from. And you got to remember the original. And I think this movie has great atmosphere, and it's even funny in some sorts, some parts of it. But yeah, it's this movie definitely has a creepy vibe to it. When the thing actually comes out of the ice, or when it starts to melt, I don't know, he's just really menacing, and intimidating. But it's kind of a different take compared to the thing that we're used to from John Carpenter. So, but that's okay. Really awesome movie. Next up, we have Tusk. Now, I have not seen this movie in years, and I wanted to revisit it. Michael Parks basically takes Justin Long's character. They do interviews for a while, and then he turns Justin Long into a walrus. You never really hear about that ever being done, and that's what I appreciated about this movie, is that it was so different, and it was an idea that I never thought would happen. Turning a person into a walrus. Yeah. It was actually nice seeing Haley Joel Osment. You haven't seen him for a while doing anything. So, yeah, Tusk is a good movie. I think this movie is underrated, honestly. When it comes to Kevin Smith, yeah. So, next up is Red Scream Vampires. This is a David R. Williams film. Now, I believe this is by SRS. He got lesbian erotic vampires who, well, I don't want to give this away, because I know a lot of people probably haven't seen this movie or even heard about it. But they, seduce and basically savage their victims. It is gory in some parts, but yeah, this is definitely one to check out if you can find it. That is. Next up, I watched two Rob Zombie films back to back. So I watched one of my favorites, and that is The Lords of Salem. This is the Blu-ray DVD Ultraviolet. Now, I put this movie second. When it comes to my all-time favorite Rob Zombie films, House of a Thousand Corpses is first. I freaking love that film, and I would put Lords of Salem second. Yes, I put this over Devil's Rejects. I think this movie's unique. I like the music. I like the theme. I like the characters. Sherry Moon Zombie, to me, this is one of her most well-acted films, hands down. I love the scenarios. I mean, it's so, I want to say it's so creative what he does here. So, props to you, Rob Zombie. The other one I watched is, of course, 31, which gets hated. I never hated this movie. I don't really care for the ending. I don't like how they leave you hanging. I guess you're supposed to imagine that maybe she didn't make it when Richard Brake's standing there with his knives. I don't, I wish they would have handled the ending differently. But other than that, I thought the movie was badass. I like the characters. The different guys who come out and kill. I like that. It's a lot of fun. This movie is fun. And I wish I could have found the Blu-ray, but I think Big Lots or someone had the Blu-ray for like $3, and I passed on it because I already had the DVD. But next chance I get, if I find it, I'm going to get it. So, 31, yes, one of the hated Rob Zombie films. All right, so coming in last here, I watched another remake, and that is The Hitcher. And this movie's good. I don't think it's great, but it kind of goes the same way as the original with C. Thomas Howell. But the difference is, you have the boy and the girl. Instead of the girl getting pulled apart, you got the boy getting pulled apart. So they kind of switch it up there where the girl is sort of the hero. But the original with Rutger Hauer, you just cannot top his performance. He is just so good. Now, Sean Bean is great too as John Ryder. Like, I think he has his own way about him. He kind of seems like really laid back. He's quiet. He always, it always just seems like he's tired of everyone's bullshit. He does say the thing where he says, "I want to die." When I hear 4 words, "I want to die." There's that thing. There's the station wagon part. There are things that happen, just like the original. And yeah, I mean, it's good. I'm not saying it's not. I just wish they would have maybe done a lot more things different, or maybe in its own style. Because if I had to choose between this and the original, I would watch the original 100 times over. So, but again, I'm not saying that this is a bad movie, and I'm not saying you shouldn't watch it either. Definitely check it out if you have not seen, it, from the producers of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, all right, guys, there you go. That is my random horror edition. What I watched video. What did you think of some of these titles that I listed here? Let me know in the comments. And stay tuned for more of these. I'll see you guys next time.